Titans Global. Let's go. Started with a vision, two voices in the mix. Max and Link together, building something that'll stick. Every episode we drop, yeah, we're reaching new heights. Titans Global on the map, burning bright every night. From the first recording session to the fans that tune in, we've been grinding every day, yeah, we're destined to win. Titans Global, that's the name, that's the brand, we the fans. Speaking truth through the microphone, messages that we send. Titans Global, that's the movement. Titans Global, feel the power. Titans Global, we keep pushing. Titans Global, this our hour. Titans Global, Max and Link. Titans stronger than you think. Titans Global, that's the way. Titans Global, every single day.
What's up, Titans fans? Welcome to another episode of Titans Global Podcast. We have a very interesting show for you tonight. But before we get to that, I am your host, Maximus Titan Fan, and with me, as always, is my good buddy Link. What's up, bro?
I'm glad you asked, man. As a human, as a father, as a partner, I'm doing fantastic. As a Titans fan, I am not doing too hot. Here we are again. Another loss to talk about on a Titans Monday, but we'll get through it together. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, get in the comment section. I know people have feelings. I know people have emotions. We want to hear them. Plenty to talk about. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, all right. So the entire time I was keeping I'm trying a new format for the show, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to go as the game went. Before the game even got started, we got some news that inactive was Brownlee, Williams. Latham Williams, by the way, was held out because of defensive penalties.
Yep.
That was a disciplinary reasons, I believe, was the coach's excuse. But J.C. Latham, Kevin Zeitler, Bryce Oliver, Kevin Winston, and Samuel Womack, whoever that is. But anyway, that was our inactives for the day. And let's see. Before the game started, we got news that Baker was going to start for Brownlee.
Mm-hmm.
He was out in a boot. Didn't even know he was injured until right before the game when he come walking in a boot, and I'm like, "What the hell is that?" So, I mean, it's going to be one of those kind of shows. So just get comfy. I don't really know what else to tell you, folks. This is unprecedented times. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I have lived through some bad Titans teams. We went through the Jeff Fisher days of the 2 and 3 win seasons. I've been through it all. But even through those times, I thought that, I can blame it on this or that. We were going through salary cap hell with the Jeff Fisher years of those bad numbers because he was just a better coach than that. But 3-17, there's no excuse for that. And that's pretty much going to be the theme of the show tonight. It's going to be Brian Callahan. And, I mean, I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from the fans because most of what I've heard, they want him gone. I want him gone. I mean, I'll be real honest with you. I was telling you guys before the show came up, I looked at my wife about 3/4 of the way through the game and said, this has got to stop. We got to stop the bleeding at some point. This guy's got to go. We cannot keep this coach and expect to be anything better than bottom feeders. I said last week, if we looked as bad against the Colts as we did against Denver and the Rams, then we were in real trouble. And here we are, and not only, I was going to say, not only did we look as bad, we looked worse. I mean, we Jesus. Lord.
Yeah, and here's, like I was telling you before the show, the worst part about it to me, and some people may disagree, but I don't think you get better as a team by firing the guy. I don't. I think that it hurts your rookie quarterback. You're bringing in a new play caller. I'm not sure how many members of this staff stay on staff because, I mean, your offensive line coach is his dad. Your offensive coordinator played high school with him. So I don't think you fire the man and you're immediately a better team. but you can't let this dude keep coaching football games. Like we knew there was going to be struggles. We knew this was a young team. We knew it wasn't going to be perfect, but it's about the product you put on the field. And right now your head coach is actively losing you football games, and that can't be the case. That's a problem. And if they were to fire Brian Callahan today, he would go down as the worst coach in NFL history based on win percentage, which is incredible in so many ways. But it's the flow of the game. It's the decision. It's not even the decision making. It's the lack of making a decision. He just looks lost. I'm okay if you make a decision and you're wrong. And I'm sure we'll get to the specifics of this later, but it's like he refuses to make a decision. He's just so indecisive. He doesn't apparently know the rule book. Play calling is just all over the place. It doesn't look like a professional football team. And I think you kind of just have to rip the Band-Aid off. And I'm not sure why he still has a job today. This team has shown in its past that they wait until you lose a game against Houston before they fire you. So I'm sure that's the situation here. But I don't know. Like it's going to have to happen. I mean, I don't know that there's anything he could do within 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to earn trust back from the fan base. And I don't know how the ownership feels, but like it's got to be pretty damn bleak. I mean, we watched a halftime show where the crowd is just booing the entire time. You've got Brinker getting booed. You've got ownership getting booed. I hate it for Mike Keith, but this is the only way you can enact change because guess what? Your owner doesn't really talk to you. She doesn't take questions. She's not out in the media. Like you really don't know what they're thinking. So any opportunity you get to tell them how you feel, like I get it. It's frustrating. But yeah, just all around, not a good look, not a good game. And I don't know, man, the future just, it's going to be a while before I can find some positives. I'll put it that way.
Oh, come on, man. Let's save some for the rest of the show. Jeez. You're killing all my points here.
I'm sorry. Once I get going, man, it just, I don't know.
No, I know. It's hard, man. My boss started talking to me as I was leaving today, and I bet I spent at least 12 minutes ranting about just the Titans. And then we got to talking about other ball, and he even said to me something like, "Man, I really like talking ball with you because you're a smart guy and you talk about it right and blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Thanks, man. I really appreciate that." But I bet he doesn't like talking Titans ball with me, especially not right now. But anyway, yeah, let's start with game management. Game management right off the bat. Right off the ball. Took the ball off the coin toss. Coin toss. We win the coin toss and we take the ball.
Because they've been so successful on offense.
Exactly. That was kind of my point there. You know, we need to lead with our defense right now, but whatever, hey, sure. 90% of coaches even do that, defer because they want the ball at the after halftime.
Yeah.
But all right, let's go. All right, our offense, you got a lot of faith in them. Don't know why it hasn't performed great yet, but hey, let's go. These are our scripted plays. We came out with this plan. We've been working on it all week in practice.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we went 3 and out, but
dude, the first drive was the interception, the pick six.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I'll say this:
first play, wasn't it? Was it the first? No, it was the second play because he ran the first time right up the gut.
Well, that's because that's all they do on first down. So, but my and look, that's 100% on Cam Ward. Like, he's gonna have to learn that you can't just take a check down and expect it to be wide open because he's got way too comfortable going to these check downs. And again, that's a learning thing. I'm okay with that. But very obviously that one straight on Cam Ward, doesn't see anything open down the field, doesn't even really look at his check down before he already releases the ball. Made a great play on it, and it was a pick six. So that's the one bad thing in this game that I won't put pretty much completely on Callahan. But off to a great start. So win the coin toss, get the ball, throw a pick six. Yeah.
Yeah, and let's see.
Some would
The
say
second,
that's why you defer, but
yeah,
I'm just the guy who
exactly.
sits in a chair and talks about him.
And that's the thing, somebody today was like, "Oh, well, I don't remember how he phrased it, but he called me like an analyst." I just kind of looked at him and I was like, "Dude, I'm not an analyst." I was like, I jokingly call myself a fanalist, but
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm just a fan. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a sick fan. I'll be honest with you. Like I get extremely emotional. But we were talking pre-show about earlier today. I was depressed, so much so that my people at work were coming up to me like, "Man, you okay? You all right? Everything going okay?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm just in a shitty mood because the Titans lost really bad, and I'm worried about the state of the team and stuff. But it affects me that much because I'm what I bleed two-tone blue. I can't help myself. It's just what I do. But I don't know. Anyway, second drive starts at the 40 thanks to a great return by DK. Stalled out on penalty though.
Of course it did.
And a drop by Chig on third down.
Was
Fly
that the
field goal.
one? Was that the one over the middle where
Yeah.
Chick had his hands on it?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. It was a drop. I mean, but that's
Look,
another thing that he's going to have to learn as a rookie. When you've got a guy that wide open moving down the center of the field, you've got to start taking a little bit off of that. Just put it in a place where your receivers can catch it. I'm not saying every drop is on Cam Ward because it's most certainly not. Was it a catchable ball? Yes, absolutely. If it was Gunnar Helm, does he probably catch it? Tough to say.
Yeah.
I'd put a little bit of
It's
money on
not
it.
tough to say.
I wouldn't bet the house, but I think there's definitely a better chance. But Gunnar Helm's out of the game. Chig has been in for more snaps, so I don't know roster management. But at the same time, it is a drop. But you want to see your quarterback start to kind of get a feel for the game a little bit better and maybe take a little bit of heat off of that. So I appreciate the arm strength, but yeah, that was kind of a drive killer on that second one.
I'll be honest with you, man. My football coach, Coach Gray, you'd be so proud of me right now, bro. You drilled this into my head so much that because I am not good at catching the ball. I'll be honest with you. I was a running back and a linebacker. I did not try to catch a ball at all. My coach even used to laugh that he wouldn't throw me any passes longer than 2 yards because he knew I couldn't catch the ball. But he always he drilled it into my head. If it hits you in the hands, if you can grab the ball, you can catch the ball. If you touch the ball, even if you touch it with your fingertips, it only takes a half inch more effort to catch it. He used to tell me that all the freaking time. And now when I see plays like Calvin Ridley, who is, I think, the third worst in the NFL for drops on the season. His expected OE, God bless. Hang on, I have to look this up now because it's bothering me. But Paul Kuharski posted it earlier. His expected receiving was like negative 37 yards or something stupid like that. It's ridiculous. The stats that are coming out, yeah, here it is. His catch rate over expected was negative 39.7%.
That's nuts.
Negative. You want a really crazy stat? Here's one I pulled off of Twitter's backside. Net yards for NFL teams. Net yards meaning offensive yards versus defensive yards.
God, I don't even want to know this stat. Oh, jeez.
All right, so I think number one set somewhere around 328 yards in the positive. I don't remember who they were because I only snapped like half of it. Because
there's a good chance it's Indy, if we're being totally honest.
Yeah, they're not on the list, so that very well could be.
Yeah.
But the Tennessee Titans are dead last with minus 454 yards. We
Yeah.
have been outgained in 3 games. 454 yards. I'm trying to be quiet because my
Well,
daughter's supposed
and
to be going to school in the morning.
and here's
But good
the
Lord.
other bad part about that. If you look back at last year when they were 0-3, because I actually did hear that stat. If you look back at last year when they were 0-3, do you know off the top of your head what they're how much they were outgained by last year?
No.
10 yards. 10 yards.
Oh.
They were 0-3. But do you remember last year? It was like, man, one more play, one more first down. Like, it's a
We might
totally
have got
different
it.
game.
Yeah.
We could have been now. How do you go from -10 to minus over 450? Like
Well, I will
that.
say, last season we started playing the 2 crappiest teams in the entire NFL, and this year we started off with 2 of. Well, I don't know. Denver's not really
That's
playing
you.
that
You
great.
should have won that game. As bad as they've been, you should still be 1-2. Like that's what's nuts about it. So it's not even the fact that they were beaten. How many points? Like outgained. Like
Yeah.
your offense is bad. Your defense is giving up big plays. It's just I don't know. We'll get back to that. We'll get back to that one.
Yeah. So we're at 3-7. I missed where they scored it. Oh yeah, that's right. Pick 6. Sorry.
Yeah.
And his first interception too. But again, that's the good thing about Cam. I haven't seen him make the same mistake twice. We've said that a couple times, and I hope that stays true. That he doesn't just automatically think his check down's going to be open, because that was a pretty easy pick 6. The next drive though, after we scored our field goal off of Chig dropping the 3rd down pass. Anyway, after that they throw to Josh Downs, wide open, easy 3rd down conversion. I think it went for like 38 yards or 48 yards, something like that. It was stupid long. He didn't get into the end zone, but it was close enough. But I will say the boys did hold him in the red zone to a field goal, which was nice. But I mean, you're still looking at 3-10 after a huge chunk play that we haven't been able to create the entire offseason, but somehow the Indianapolis Colts can. And yeah, I criticize their team a lot, and I'm taking a lot of heat for that online. But I still don't think they're that good. I really don't. I think within 2 or 3 weeks we're going to be talking about the 500 Indianapolis Colts instead of, you know what I mean? I just don't think they're that good. Maybe I'm wrong.
And let's not leave out the fact too that on that same drive, which I don't remember if it was this one or maybe one we're going to talk about in a minute, but you had Danny Dimes dead to rights. Like, you had him sacked
Twice
in the backfield, multiple opportunities. He had him by the leg. How if Jeffrey Simmons has that? But so it's another situation where you're finding a pass rush, but you just can't finish the play. And I don't know how you coach that. It's the same way with the offensive penalties. Like, I don't know how you fix that. And obviously Callahan doesn't either, but you're finding a pass rush and you just can't finish. I mean, there were at least 3, maybe 4 times in this game where Jones was sacked. Like, dude was down and just finds a way to escape. Now, credit to Daniel Jones. I mean, some of that is just good quarterback play, escapability, I guess. But, man, like, if you're the Titans, not being able to finish any of those, was he sacked at all? I don't even have that stat in front of me.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I can
I'm pretty positive he wasn't.
Quickly.
No. You never –
Nope.
Yeah,
Zero
you never found a sack, which is nuts because you had pressure. And then on the flip side, you've got Colts getting sacks, rushing 4 dudes. They're not even having to blitz. I mean, they're in 4-man fronts and finding ways to get in the backfield. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not just the offense. It's not just the play calling. It's the defense too. Like, you can say, like, I love the bend, don't break mentality and being able to hold teams to field goals. But, like, when rubber hits the road, you've got to find a way to get these quarterbacks down. And that was one of the biggest flaws I thought this team had going into this season was the lack of an edge rusher. But it's even the interior. We're seeing the same thing on the interior. So I don't know. If you're going to find any success at all this season, that has to be one of the first things on defense I'm cleaning up, because it's not the secondary. I mean, yes, they're having missed tackles. Yes, they're giving up some passes here and there. But like my biggest complaint right now is the front seven. Like even the linebackers. I mean, it's great you can get an interception and break up some plays and make a couple tackles here and there, but you got to find a pass rush. You're not going to win in the NFL if you can't get to the quarterback.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon. Until we get Sweat back. I mean, I'll be honest, man. That is a huge, huge hit to the game, and I don't even know if that's really going to.
That's what I'm saying. It's a big deal in the run game.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's a big deal in the run game. I don't know that he helps you bring in more sacks.
I think you frees up Jeff a little more in the in those interior. I do.
Sure, free him up, but he can't finish. He had him by the leg. He had the dude by the leg.
I feel you, bro.
I'm sorry.
I feel you, man. Let's see the next kickoff, because they did the field goal. We got another good return by DK. By the way, he has really done well in the return game. I am really happy with what Chimere DK has been able to do in the return game.
Their average starting field position, if I'm not mistaken, is like plus 35. Like they're starting way ahead of where a lot of teams are. So yeah, I mean, no complaints on the return game. I think DK's done a great job. You just got to capitalize on it. And I won't go into that yet because I've talked and complained enough. But yes, he does give them good starting field position basically every return.
So the next play, the very next first down, I recognized something that I could not believe. Something that I haven't seen in a whole year. And you know why I haven't seen it in a whole year is because we haven't had Derrick Henry on our team in a whole year. But 8 men lined up in the box on first down against us, and we ran right up the gut. And I mean, now look, you can say that's on Cam because he should have audible the call or whatever. But I'll be honest, why would you call that play? If they're putting 8 men in the box, they already know that play is coming. So it's not on Cam to change the play. It's on the coach to have some kind of diversity on first down other than just run between the tackles. Yeah. It is frustrating watching this game because I saw how much it was just little things. I mean, little procedural things that should have been cleaned up eons ago. Yeah. It's maddening.
Well, and going into this game, your average third down for this team was like 3rd and 9.5. Pretty sure that got worse after this game. But yeah, this run pass crap that worked with Derrick Henry, I don't know why they continue to stick to that. And look, I don't really blame Pollard and I don't really blame Cam. And it's even hard to blame the offensive line because everybody knows what you're doing on first down. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't know. You can say the one time you didn't pass on first down, or the one time you did pass on first down, it was an interception, but I think we said that was either way, you've got to find some diversity in your play calling. It hasn't been there all season. You go back to even last year, you haven't seen a mixing up of the play calling. You haven't been able to see adjustments. I'm tired of seeing other teams adjust to what the Titans are doing, but no adaptability from the Titans to adjust what they're throwing at them. So that's the most frustrating part to me. It's not even the initial play calling. It's the in-game adjustments that just don't happen.
Yeah, and that's the thing that really bothers me is the penalties, and we'll get to this point, but anyway, after that, let's see, Cam looked pretty good, but we stalled out, and the coach decided that it would be a good idea to attempt a 64-yard field goal. And look, Sly's
Is this
got the leg.
halftime? Is this halftime?
No, there's
Okay.
plenty of time left.
Okay. I thought we were talking about the halftime.
No, that's
Okay.
the point. Is there's plenty of time left. There's like 2.5 minutes left in the game, and he attempts a 64-yard field goal at the middle. I mean, we're dead middle of the field. So when they miss the 64-yarder, and like I said, Sly's got the leg, but I mean, you have to weigh things as a head coach. You have to go, okay, what's my win percentage on that's why analytics is so important. What's my win percentage on this play? What's my lose percentage on this play? Okay, so if I attempt a 64-yard field goal, I could get 3 points on the board. If I miss a 60-yard field goal, I'm going to give them excellent field goal position right before the half. So at this point, I'm already standing off my couch, screaming, veins bulging out of my neck and forehead, like I'm about to have some kind of coronary, because this dude did exactly that. And Hecker, even though I criticized him a lot in the preseason, has been stellar the regular season, and should have been able to easily pin them in to the 10 or possibly 5-yard line. So I don't understand that call. These are the little game management decisions that we're talking about, that at the end of this, all these little game decisions or game management decisions lost us valuable points, drives, and that is the point. That's the whole damn point. Is if you as a coach are putting your team in a position to where they're losing points, then I don't know if your statement earlier was correct when you said it doesn't help your team to fire him, because he is a negative on the team. It's like that addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
I don't know. And that's what, again, I'm sure there are bigger decision makers that make way more money than I do that are thinking about this right now. And they're trying to weigh out, well, what happens if we fire our coach in the third week of the NFL, or the fourth week of the NFL, even for that matter? What happens to our season after that? Do we even be able to sell seats? Like, will it be nothing but away fans? Probably. I mean, it will, but like you said, we got to rip the Band-Aid off. I don't know. After that, we got a big run from Taylor. Came about 5 minutes left in the second quarter, 10 yards. There was like 2 10-yard runs and then a field goal try. No good. And somebody else said something to me today about, oh, well, they did a good job of bottling Taylor up. And I was like, no, they actually did. Other than the 140-yard run, they did a really good job of bottling him up.
To an extent, yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, I was wrong when I came out with a video of my keys to winning the game, because basically the keys to winning the game was put it all on Daniel Jones, and we did, and we still lost.
Yeah, what you don't like to see is
fashion.
What you don't like to see is the 3 touchdowns. That's the only reason I say it was mostly Daniel Jones to get to the red zone, and then Jonathan Taylor kind of ate. But before we get to the break, I want to get to that halftime sequence. I want to get to that 2-minute drive. So, and let me just break it down step by step, make sure I understand it correctly and everybody else understands it correctly. So the Colts take a timeout. You have 50 seconds left, maybe a minute, 2 seconds. Okay. 4th and 1. 4th and 1. Offense stays on the field. Cam's ready to go for it. He's waving over to the sidelines. Let's get a play in. Colts take a timeout. Say, we want to make sure we're set because they're going for it on 4th and 1. No, okay. With you so far. Come back out of the Colts timeout. Titans offense still on the field. 4th and 1. Getting ready to go. Callahan says, no, I want to take a timeout. Let me take a timeout. I want to think about this. Okay, I'm fine with that. Think about it. Take your timeout. Think about it. Can't bring him with you out of halftime. Offense comes back out onto the field after a Colts timeout, after a Titans timeout. Tennessee's offense still staying on the field. Somewhere along the lines, Callahan says, change my mind again. bring the offense off the field, put on the special teams.
17 seconds left.
Apparently they don't get the kicking ball in is my understanding.
K-ball.
Yeah, so delay a game. At this point, I'm honestly thinking, I'm truly honest to God thinking, okay, we're playing field position game. You got the delay a game. You back yourself up. You're going to punt it, pin it at the 5, whatever. Go into halftime down 11. That's truly what I'm thinking. No. Kicker, Sly, comes onto the field. Now it's a 64-yarder, 62-yarder.
It wasn't the first time.
Somewhere
the
around that
first
range.
time it was like a 50.
Correct.
Or something.
I think
that,
it's 62 because I think it was a
62
57-yarder. They get
yeah.
the delay of game penalty. It makes it a 62-yarder.
Yep.
Misses the kick. So Callahan, after the game, is asked about this first by, I believe it's Paul Kaharski. And Paul Kaharski basically says, what's your decision making at that point? And Callahan essentially said, well, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I mean, he said it in better words than but essentially, so I didn't really know what I wanted to do. We got Sly. He's been a weapon all year. We thought about going for it. Then I changed my mind. And then Kaharski asked him, so after a Colts timeout, after your timeout, you still didn't know what you wanted to do. And he's like, well, I was talking to some different people on the sidelines and we were figuring out. And then Teron Davenport comes in and basically says, what kind of message does that send to the team when it's 4th and 1, you're down 11, and you decide to go through both these timeouts and then even after all that, send out a field goal kicker who ultimately misses it. Now, instead of at worst, 17 to 6. Now you're going in 20 to 6. Like, just complete lack of decision making. That is what can't happen. Above all else, above the play calling, above the development, above the 3-17 start, this is why you have to get rid of Callahan. I would rather you make a decision and it be the wrong decision than to not make a decision at all. And that's what we've seen time after time after time. So I can't defend that. Ownership can't continue to defend that. Like, this is the biggest problem. He's actively losing you games. He's actively putting his team in a bad situation. And you're basically teaching the team, I don't really know what I'm doing out here, because that's what it felt like. And there's no other explanation for it, because he said it himself. He didn't know what he wanted to do in that moment. As an NFL coach in that position, above everything else, you have to stick to your guns. You have to say, this is what we're doing, whether you're right, wrong, whatever. This is what we're doing. I'm going to live by it. I'm going to die by it. I make these decisions. It's on my shoulders. This is what we're doing. You don't have that right now. That's the biggest problem with this team, in my opinion. Now let's get to the break.
The most upsetting thing to me in that sequence was watching on not national, I guess, but watching on television, Cam Ward with 22 or 23 seconds left after the second timeout. He's still tapping on his helmet just like this.
Give me a play.
Because
let's go
he
score.
hasn't got the play call yet. Yeah. And then with, like I said, 17 seconds left, he marches them out there to try to get and they don't get it snapped off first, and then they back it up and try to kick again. It was just an absolute.
It was a disaster. It was embarrassing.
That is the epitome. That play just epitomizes exactly what we're talking about when we say that Coach Callahan is not doing. Not even a good job, not even an average job, way below average job.
It's the bare minimum.
He doesn't even know what he wants to do from play to play. And that is disturbing.
Your one job as a head coach is to make the decision. Like, if nothing else, your job is to make the decisions. Like, that's bare minimum. Setting the bar real low here. And we can't even do that right. Give me a sponsor or something.
I tell you what, we're going to go on break, but I promise this show is going to get more positive. We do have some positive things to talk about.
Yeah, we got the hopeful guy coming in after this.
Exactly. Yeah, just stick around with us through the sponsor, and then we got Sccob coming up. All right. What's up, Titans fans? Maximus Titan fan here. Are you in need of professional excavation services? Look no further. Red Zone Builders has the expertise, experience, and equipment to handle all or any excavation project, big or small. Whether you need land clearing, site preparation, trenching, foundation excavation, or any other excavation services, they have you covered. Their team of skilled professionals work diligently to ensure your project is completed safely, efficiently, and to your satisfaction. Trust the experts at Red Zone Builders to get the job done right.
What's up, everybody? Max, Link, Titans fans. How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, yesterday was a rough game. I think my opinion about the whole Callahan thing is just listening to all his interviews. I think there's too many Chiefs in his headset and not enough Indians. And I think they keep on, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. And Callie needs to just take charge, like Link was saying. He needs to get all them people out of his head during the game. I think he needs to just start trusting himself, and I think that's the biggest problem. I don't know if he has trust in himself or if he I don't know. It's weird. The flow of the game is kind of slow, and it's been a rough time. But there are some bright spots on the team, like Skaronski, from what I was reading today, is the best left guard in the NFL against pressure. So that's a bright spot. You know, we got Cam Ward. He's looks like that was probably his worst game, but he's been playing pretty good football this year. Io Manor, I think, is going to become wide receiver number one before the year is over. DK should have 2 touchdowns already, but for some reason, I don't know why, the referees love throwing flags on us, even when I think they're uncalled for. We're like one of the most penalized teams in the league. A lot of them are deserving. For some reason, our defense and the offense just can't get that together. I don't know what's going on with that, but that's my biggest disappointment is the penalties just kill all the drives, give the other team multiple drives, and I don't know. We got a couple more weeks before our next home game. I think if we look bad in Houston, it could be his last week, and if it is, in my opinion, I think they should throw Bones up there and let him be the head coach. He seems like he could get the guys hyped up, and right now the special teams is the best thing on the team. And tighten up, everybody. That's about all I got for tonight. Tighten up.
Scoob, in a world of darkness, this man will find the sunshine. I
Hey,
promise.
there's still some
Nothing
bright
else.
spots, man.
There is.
And
Yeah.
that's why
I'm a
we
little
keep showing
shocked.
up. That's why
I'm a
I'll be
little shocked
when
to
the guys,
hear you.
right.
I'm a
When the
little
team
shocked
looks
to hear
across
you say
there and they
that.
see me in the end zone, they're gonna know that I'm there for them.
Yeah, there you go, man. Yeah, I'm a little shocked to hear you be on the not the side, but to say that if they look bad in Houston, that could be the end of Callahan. But I think you're right, man. I think you're right. So we talked about the halftime debacle. As a person in the stands, were you aware of what's going on as you're watching it live? Do you see what's what's going through your head at the end of that?
Well, man, I see a lot of confusion, and I see a lot of Cam Ward looking like, what the hell are we gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, in my opinion, I feel like there's too many people in Callie's headset. Do this, do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. And we're burning up seconds on the clock. And he needs to just take charge. And and I mean, I could be wrong. Just my opinion, from what I see and dealing with people at work in my own workspace.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's too many Chiefs and not enough Indians, and I feel like that's what's happening.
And if we were in week 3 of year 1, I'm totally with you.
Right.
But at this point, after 20 games,
Right.
He should know who his Chiefs and Indians are and take charge
Exactly.
and have the right guys in his headset. So if this were last year and we're in week 3, I'm giving him a little bit more grace. But we're 20 games in,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's just gotten
I just
worse.
don't know if he
It's
has
gotten
the
worse.
confidence in himself, man. I don't know. I don't know what it
I'll
is.
say this. Today when the post game press conference, I thought it was freaking hilarious, and I posted it all over my social media that he said, and I quote, "We got to play better. We got to coach better." Which I could not believe that was coming out of Coach Callahan's mouth, because that is
I feel like every coach
quintessential
reverts
Mike
to that when they're
Vrabel.
bad.
Every Titans coach
I was gonna
for
say,
sure.
dude, I heard
Every
that out of Mike
coach.
Vrabel so much, I got tired of hearing it, dude. I was like,
I
oh my
mean,
god, here we go
there's so many
again.
other coaches that say the same thing. It's like,
Yeah, but the
But
problem is most of those coaches learn to coach better, and their
right,
teams typically play better. And
right.
we're just not seeing that. We're not
yeah,
seeing
all
it.
right. Let's talk about play calling for a minute, because we talk about a bunch of different things. I'm trying to keep it somewhat in order. I don't know. Play calling. Me and Link obviously talk a lot during the football game, and we actually both noticed that his plays that are obviously his own design take way too long to develop.
Yes,
I saw at least 3 or 4
Now,
that
is
were.
that
Uh,
him taking too long to develop, or is that Cam taking too long to get rid of the ball?
both,
Because
both
that's a big
at
problem too.
times.
Cam is holding on to the ball way too long. And I
uh,
see a
I'll
lot
be
of plays where he's missing wide receivers where he could get to her, but he's just missing them.
I think
yeah,
So I
and
don't
there
know.
are. I
I
think
mean,
there are situations where Cam hesitates and maybe second guesses himself a little bit.
exactly.
But at the same time, the reason he second guesses himself is because the routes that these receivers are on aren't a quick get open route. It takes time with his scheme for these players to get open. And if you have Philadelphia's offensive line, great. But
Right.
you don't. You don't. So there again, it goes back to the adaptability, the
Right.
adjustments. If those plays are taking too long to develop and your quarterback is having to hold on to the ball too long, you've got to change that up. And here's my perfect example of this. The best offense we've seen out of the Titans has been a no huddle offense where Cam
Right.
is just on the line calling the play. It's boom, 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 boom. Then all of a sudden they huddle up. Like I didn't understand that either. Even towards the
Right.
end of the game, when they still have a chance, they're going no huddle. But then all of a sudden, Callahan wants to get a play in, so they huddle up. Like it just, there's no flow to the game.
No.
No
That's one. That's the
consistency to
main
the
thing
game.
that's been missing, the flow,
Yep.
for sure.
both said it. Adaptability.
Right.
The fact that he's a young rookie quarterback who obviously I can see it on my couch at home. I know other people can see it, that he is trying to make things happen
He is.
there. I mean, he's playing his rear end off. To be honest, I don't fault Cam at all. He's a young quarterback and he's making rookie mistakes, and that is normal.
Mhm.
The
And those
abnormal
DK
part
sweeps are so predictable, man.
The
I mean,
abnormal part is the fact that
phew.
his coach continually puts him into bad situations
Yep.
to where he has to try to make things happen. I mean, I don't know how many times I saw him roll out of the pocket. And again, another funny thing. We talk about, well, why don't you stick with what works? Okay, I saw a couple bootleg plays that actually looked really good early in the game, and I was like, yeah, this is working. And look, they're sticking with it. But then, like, literally the next 7 pass plays in a row were all bootlegs.
The same
It was
thing.
like,
Right.
the hell are you doing,
Well,
man?
you
I
know
mean,
what's
like,
crazy is
literally, this
Blaine
dude
asked
coaches
today, he's like,
ball.
are there two different play callers in the game?
This dude coaches football like Pee-wee coaches.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, I'm not joking. I have went up against Pee-wee coaches that have better scheme to their football plan, their game plan, than this guy does. And that is honestly terrifying. The undisciplined part of the team. Let's talk about
Oh
that for a
man.
second. He's going to hold James Williams out of this game, who I said was an extremely important puzzle piece because he is a gap filling linebacker. But he's going to hold him out for disciplinary reasons when Big Jeff, not only has shown that he doesn't have good discipline, as earlier when he got into a fight and actually put hands on the young quarterback, which I know it was blown over or whatever in practice, but the point is you're like a 5, 6 year pro at this point. You
Yep.
don't make mistakes like that. You shouldn't lose your head like that because you're the leader of the defense. And that's
Yep.
my big issue with Jeff is he's not acting like a leader right now. And not only that, he is disappearing in the fog of this defense that is just abysmal because the offense puts them in bad situations. Our defense is actually pretty good. It's just our offense
It
is
is.
so freaking terrible that our defense can't make up for it. And Big Jeff has just become, I don't want to say invisible because he is still pulling a lot of blocking, but
Yeah. The
I haven't
defense
seen
has
him
been
make.
struggling too, though. Oof. They can't stop a nosebleed right now, man. I mean, so many big third down plays converted in first downs. That's what kills me, man, is when that happens. Or we get them to third down and then we get a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. We just cannot get off the field as a defense either, and it sucks.
I am gonna probably take a lot of heat for this and go ahead and hit me with it. But I think I'm not past shopping Big Jeff at this point. I'm not.
No.
I think he's a great part of this defense. I think he's a very talented player. But you've already shown, just like you said, some players are held accountable where others aren't. That can't be the case. That wasn't the case. And it's not just Mike Vrabel. There's a lot of teams in the NFL where that is not the situation. It doesn't matter if you're the best team or the best player on the team. It doesn't matter if you're the worst player on the team. Everybody has a level of accountability and a standard that they're held to, and they've consistently shown time and time again that for whatever reason Jeffrey Simmons is above that. I don't agree with that. I 100% don't agree with that. There was situations last year we can look back where I thought Jeffrey Simmons was giving up on plays. I mean, it was later in the season. They're a 2-3 win football team. I felt like he wasn't giving full effort. This year, it's not so much lack of effort as it is just discipline. He's not a disciplined football player, and nobody has chewed him out on the sideline. Or I mean, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but you've got a situation where players in this locker room are dipping out before media can even talk to them. I mean, it's a problem. I think there were like 5 players who were available for comments in the locker room, and everybody else just dipped. So to me, it's a roster issue, and I don't know if he's lost the team, but this isn't the type of team that wins championships. And it's really unfortunate to see because you have a lot of talented rookies that you can build this team around, but there's some veterans on this team that are setting a really bad example, and the coaches aren't doing anything about it. And that's just my opinion. So I'm not saying that he's a cancer in the locker room or anything like that, but maybe if we're in a rebuild, maybe we just need to rebuild, if that makes sense.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I see the truth in it. I also see that I love Big Jeff, but I don't know, man. He's been acting silly lately. But let's talk about some good things for a minute. Let's try to end the show on a positive note, and
We
that's
can
why I
do it.
waited until so close to the end of the show before talking about it. So Cam Ward and Alec Manor has developed a nice chemistry, and you guys were talking about Manor being the number one receiver before the season ends. Honestly, I think he might be number one on Cam's book right now.
Oh yeah.
He caught four catches for 5 targets for 38 yards and a touchdown. Those are decent numbers, especially for a rookie's third game of the season, especially when he had a touchdown in the last game of the season. Alec Manor is becoming and showing that he is open even when he's not. So I'm
He
excited
catches
about
the
him.
ball everywhere, man.
I'm excited about him. I'm excited about Cam, and I'm excited about the fact that they both get to develop together on the same team. I think that is something that is really important, and I think that is the only really gleam of hope that I see on the team right now.
DK, man, and Helm too.
I
Helm
mean,
is doing
DK is doing
good.
great. Well, I was going to bring up Helm later, but yeah, Helm's doing great too.
Yeah, I think Manor, that the fact that he high points the ball,
Oh yeah,
he's a playmaker. Dude's a
He,
playmaker. I mean,
he
there's
is so
no
aggressive catching the ball, man.
absolutely. There's no better way to put it. And he's definitely built that chemistry with Cam. I think that he's a huge bright spot to this team. DK, like you said, I think he's going to be an important role, even not even just in the return game. Like, I think he's going to be a big part of this offense moving
They
forward
just
over
got to
the next
they
couple
got
of
to
years.
stop making that sweep look so obvious.
Yeah. Well, find him
Man.
other ways to get the ball. It doesn't have
there
to
you
be
go.
a sweep. I mean, that's
There you
the
go.
biggest issue. If
They
you
had a
have
nice
dude,
screen.
that's what I'm saying. If you have a dude that makes things happen with the ball in his hands, which he obviously does, you have to find other ways to get him the ball. You can't just
He can
jet
read the
sweep
field
every play.
amazing, man.
Absolutely. So you do have, and Gunnar Helm, we'll get to him, but you do have, like I said, a really good young roster to start building around. You just have to put the right pieces in place, and I just don't feel like they've done that. And if nothing else, you have to get a coach that can start to build a culture with these rookies, because right now I just don't feel like there's a culture. I don't feel like there's an identity, but that is a huge bright spot to me. You've got the quarterback, you've got the receivers. We're going to find out pretty soon if you've got the running back in Tajay Spears. If he can get healthy and get back on the field, I think that's going to be another big part to this. So you have the things to build around. You just got to start doing it.
Yep.
Right.
And we're going to talk about Helm, but I hate that I'm glazing over it. I wanted to take more time to talk about it, but James Lynch quietly had an amazing game last week when we definitely needed somebody to step up huge and take on the run game. He was the guy I saw more often than not crashing through the line to try to take down the running back. So huge shout out to James Lynch. Had a great game. Hope he sticks around. Great young player that's developing as an undrafted free agent. But Helm, yeah, Gunnar Helm, man. I'll be honest with you, dude. I don't know why he's not getting more snaps. 3 for 27 on 3 targets. Caught every single ball they threw at him.
Yeah.
He's big. He blocks good. Why is Chig still in there dropping passes? It's very frustrating.
I think
to me,
it's just seniority right now. I think.
But why? But what is
say,
Chig
what
done
seniority
to earn that over Hell? And
I mean, you know how it is with Chig.
Positive.
He'll have a couple good games, and then
Yeah.
he'll ride off those games, and
okay. Yes. He has a pattern of showing up and falling off. Gunnar Helm has done nothing but show up. The fact that he isn't getting 100% of the snaps at tight end is just absolutely insane to me. But and look, I like Chig. I think Chig can be a playmaker too. But I'm at a loss on why Gunnar Helm isn't your tight end one.
I think he'll get more time. He'll get more time.
All right. Hang on. Louis is making some jokes here, and most of the time he's funny, and I just pass over it. But first of all, Tier Tart is a cancer. Yes. I will hold to that. And right here, no, I don't think anybody on this show has ever said that Kevin Byard, the mayor of Murfreesboro, was a cancer. No way, no how.
I've never said
Love that dude.
No,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now I might have said he's an aging, declining player. Or maybe he's not worth as much money as we're paying him. Something along those lines, yes. But no way.
And to clear things up, I don't think I don't know. I'm not in the locker room. I'm not saying that Jeff's a cancer right now, but I am saying he's one of the most undisciplined players on this team. And to say that he's earned the right to act that way is insane to me, because what has he done? What championship has he won? What defensive MVP has he won? Like he made plays before? Yes, but I just saw him have Daniel Jones by the leg and couldn't bring down a sack. So to me, Big Jeff has done nothing to earn the way that he's played this season.
you edge around something that I wanted to talk about, but I completely forgot to put in my notes or anything like that. But Callahan has a tendency to let his bigger players get away with more. We talked about it with Snead. We're
Mm-hmm.
talking about it right now with Big Jeff. And let's look at what happened in this game to Big Jeff. Like you're talking about, he got embarrassed by Daniel Jones, nonetheless, getting out of that sack. And then Snead gets absolutely flattened on TV by Jonathan Taylor because
That's to be
he has
expected, though.
he has conditioning issues. And why does he have conditioning issues? Because he hasn't been practicing. And
Cornerbacks trying to
that
tackle big running backs never works out.
well, I mean, I understand that, but I mean, come on, man. I mean, it didn't even look like that big of a hit. I don't know. I've seen Derrick Henry do that to many people, many different sizes and shapes, but I don't know. It just seemed a little too effortless for James Taylor last week to throw Snead
Yeah.
around like that. And I mean, I know he's a much bigger dude than Snead is, but I don't know. But again, my opinion, I'm just a fan. I don't make money doing this or anything.
Right.
This is all just because I love the Titans, and my frustrations come out because I love the Titans and I want to see us win. And if I see something that I think is holding us back from winning or being great, then I want to stab that right now. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm finally on the train of let's go ahead and get rid of Brian Callahan.
And there's no way that I would be better at Brian Callahan as a head coach. There's no way that any of us could sit here and say we would be better as a head coach, but damn, it'd be hard to be worse. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of where I'm at with it. And that obviously that's a joke, but it's just
the
the
big
little
question
things.
is who would take his place, right?
Yeah, and you mentioned Fossil, and I look at this point, it's got to be either him or Denard Wilson.
And see,
I don't know.
To me, I feel like Denard is not doing his part either, man. The defense looks very undisciplined this year.
That's because the offense puts them in bad positions. But
like Scoop said, it's the discipline thing too. Like that's on Denard Wilson as much as
I will agree with that.
As much as it is Callahan.
On us like almost every drive, man.
Yep.
I mean,
my argument for the coach being Jim Fassel is simply this: leave the play callers where they are. Try to keep as much continuity in the team as you already have. Changing the plays and stuff like that right now isn't going to do anybody any good.
Leader.
So put Fassel up there, who motivates people and knows how to manage a game because he's done it before in Dallas. I'm not saying he did a great job in Dallas, but he's done it before. And then you have Denard Wilson continue to call the defensive plays. You have Nick Holtz continue to play call the offensive plays, or start calling the offensive plays, however you want to look at it. And you keep somewhat of a continuity with your team until the end of the season, and you don't have to completely salvage the end. And who knows? By the end of the season, maybe with some good motivation and some actual decent game planning by somebody who says, no, I don't like that idea. We're not going to do that. And I think that is Brian Callahan's main problem. I don't think it's too many Indians, not enough, or whatever. Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. But the point is that he doesn't know how to tell people no. He doesn't know how to say, that's not a good idea. I don't want to do that. He's got too many people giving him bad ideas, and not knowing when to say no is his biggest problem. And I'm going to stop on that. Any of you guys got any final thoughts for the final?
I'll just say, look, I went kind of scorched earth on the show. Yeah, I went kind of scorched earth on this show. But let's all keep in mind, winning fixes everything. And there's still a lot of opportunities to win this season, whether that's with or without Callahan. Yes, and that is true, 100%. But there's still opportunities. There's still good things to see. Let's continue to watch Cam Ward grow. Let's continue to watch these other young rookies grow. I think you have the right pieces. Guys. That's what I'm saying. And look, if right now with all the talk around Callahan and all the talk around the organization, somebody in this locker room has to step up and say, let's delete social media. Let's come together as a unit. Let's not pay attention to the outside stuff. Like, our job is to go win football games. And that's what I want to see change. There was another, we didn't even get to it, but was it Michael Pittman who came out and said, we basically knew we had won this game.
Yeah,
when the intros were going on, they weren't hopping around. They weren't really having a good time. Like they didn't want to be here. That's what I want to see change. I want to see a team that wants to show up and play every Sunday. And even Snead said it in the locker room that they came out flat. Like that's what has to change, whether that's a new coach, whether that's Cam Ward bringing dudes together, whether that's Jeffrey Simmons stepping up and being an actual captain and leader of this team. That's what has to happen. So let's just hope we see that moving forward. Like I said, there's a lot of opportunities. And, hey, your next home game, Mike Vrabel's coming in here, and he's out for blood. So you got to figure some things out on the West Coast these next couple of weeks and show up ready to play. And we'll be here for every bit of it. So just stay tuned with us, and we'll bring all of it to you.
Yeah, I like that. I like the fact that you bring up Vrabel and the Patriots coming to town because I want to say, Amy, do you want to be embarrassed again? Do you want another team to come in here with your old players and old coach to come in here and beat us senseless like the Colts did? Or do you want to go ahead and try to, salvage what we can right now and maybe have some kind of a chance against a team like that? Because I guarantee you with Brian Callahan calling the plays against Vrabel, that's going to be a rough game.
Luckily, they're not that good.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God their roster is terrible.
Yeah,
holy crap.
We thought the Colts were going to be pretty bad too. And yes, I do think New England is in a much worse situation than the Colts. But look, you're about to go up again, and we'll get into this in the pre-show, but like you've got some games in front of you where Houston's been struggling, Arizona's been struggling. Like you have some opportunities. Just show up and be the better team on Sunday. At
least we're not the only 0-3 team.
Yeah, no, I think that's what you guys nailed it, that Houston, they're, obviously when I woke up this morning and I didn't see any news, I was pissed. And I thought to myself, well, when are they going to do it? Are they just going to sit here and let us rot in the NFL hell for the next, 8-10 weeks? But no, I think yeah, if we show up and lose to an 0-3 Texans team and we look just as bad as we did against the Colts, yeah, then I think that they have no choice but to get
Amy might not let him on the plane.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Be like, peace, dude. Call a cab. Anyway, if you've stuck with us this long, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We're sorry we're so damn depressive right now, but it's a depressing time to be a Titans fan, and everybody who is a Titans fan should know that. So live in our sorrow with us, my friend. Until next time.
Hold on to the few bright spots.
That's right.
There you go. Right. There you go. Look to the future. Tighten up.
Tighten up.
Peace out.